Hello everyone, RGA Nick here with another video series. This series is titled Let's Play Drugcraft. Drugcraft is a server where they have a custom mod that basically creates an economy that is fueled by either being a cop or a drug lord. Basically, you grow different crops in the game and then you cash them in for in-game money, which you use to buy different ranks. I've only played the game a little bit. I actually just am on my secondary Minecraft account, RGA Nick 2, and the reason I'm doing that is because I had an account on Drugcraft a while ago, and I had a pretty big farm, had a bunch of money. I think I was a step below the Lil Wayne title, but unfortunately their server got hacked via one of the mods, and everything was reset. I have a lot of the in-game items like my armor and stuff like that, but I don't have my bank slot anymore, and I don't like walking around with god armor, knowing that I can easily get killed because I don't have a base or anything yet. So I don't want to play on that guy until I get a new base set up, so I'm going to be starting over basically from scratch here, which is fine because now it allows me to create this tutorial on how to play Drugcraft. So the server is MC... I think it's mc.drugcraft.net. Let me see. Edit. Yeah, mc.drugcraft.net, standard port. And let's get logged in and see what we can do. Alright, this is way different than before. Holy crap, okay. It used to be just a room with signs that kind of told you some of the stuff. I don't know why. Links. Okay. Interesting. Well, looks like this thing's still loading. Before it used to be a room where you'd have to jump into a pool to see which server you want to connect to. But it looks like they've added a bunch of different mods or servers. But anyways, let's go to the Drugcraft server. So this is kind of cool. I guess it's different for me because it's not the standard Drugcraft that I got used to. So let's just go on in here and see what happens. Okay, now this is the intro that I'm used to. Basically, it's kind of got the ranks and stuff like that and tells you how to get them, how much money it takes to get each one. If you are interested, you can come back and read them. But basically, there's a lot of different ranks. Where was I at before? Unless they took it. Where the heck is Lil Wayne? I thought it was close to the end. No, I'm not really sure. There he is. I used to be Matt Damon, I guess. Interesting. I also had the VIP tag, so I could never even see my own rank anyways. But basically, here's the gist of the game. Pumpkin seeds equal pills. You get pills from turning a pumpkin into seeds. Cocoa beans is heroin. Netherwort is meth. Mushrooms is shrooms. Feathers is ecstasy, which we'll talk about that later. But they used to not have a place to turn in the feathers, so I don't know if they fixed that now with the reset. Papers LSD. Sugars cocaine. Wheat equals weed. Cactus green equals kush. Basically, you take the cactus, melt it down, and then, as I was saying, you can either be a grower or a cop. To be a cop, you have to apply to it. You have to like go to their forums and apply and say, you know, I want to be a cop. And I'm not sure exactly what the process is, but it's a little more. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It's a little harder to become a cop than it is a grower. By default, when you connect, you become a grower. And different titles in the game give you different privileges. So if you want to, you know, auction items, you have to be a certain rank and stuff like that. So I'll explain more about that later. But basically, that's the tutorial part. They start you off with starter armor sets and some items. So everything's got protection 1 on there. A few potions, you know, just a few items to get started with some food. Basically, instead of throwing you into the game with nothing, they give you some stuff, which is very important because it's hard to find resources at first. You have to go really far away. So the first episode is probably going to be a crap ton of fast forwarding that I'm just going to edit out because I'm probably going to be floating out there for a couple hours trying to get a spot. Unless they've changed the world. Their old spawn used to be surrounded by a ton of water, and it would take a long ass time to get to any water. So I might just do that. But basically, when you're done, you don't click that. You /spawn. Because if you click that, that means you did not read the tutorial and need to go back. So, as that says there, you're not permitted to enter this area. Interesting. Huh. I guess they changed it. Never mind. That's really weird. Anyways, this is spawn. Basically, you can come over here and buy different items. This is not the store. The store is over here. So spawn's the same here. They just changed the intro spot. But basically, if you need certain items like wood or whatever, you can right-click on the signs and it'll give it to you. If you type /bal, it'll show you your balance. So right now I have 6750. Not bad. I could buy some wood and stuff. I probably will, just because wood originally a while ago used to be extremely hard to find. But there's other stuff here. This area you can't get to because I believe that's the cops area. You have to be a cop to get in there. Which basically the game functions by growers grow drugs, cops try to capture the growers. And what you do as a grower is you teleport to spawn, and you have to make it to the bottom of this waterfall where you can right-click these signs and sell the items either as a stack of 64 or 4 at a time. And that's pretty much new warp for the den in front of block. Okay, not really sure. They changed a few things in here, but basically you come in here and sell your items. If you get caught by a cop, basically if they walk up to you and hit you with their sticks, then all your drugs get confiscated and you get sent to jail for a little bit of time. So and it's kind of, at first it's not a big deal because it's like you might have a stack or two of something on you, so it's like, oh wow, big deal, go to jail. Later on, when you're making 10 or 20 trips to sell off all your drugs and you've got an entire inventory full of stuff, it can be a pain in the ass to get constantly struck down. And the more you play, the more some of the cops recognize you. But that's all part of the game, is getting in there and like there's a cop there, so you can see he's got the glass helmet and he's got a stick he's running around. If he hits anyone who's carrying drugs, you'll hear thunder and they'll get struck down with lightning, and the cop gets their drugs and they go sell them in the cop station. And that's pretty much the game. It's basically that's basically the game. Is growers grow drugs, cops try to catch people that sell drugs, and there's a random naked guy. So this video here is just kind of an intro to Drugcraft, kind of shows you the starting point. Like I said, everyone starts as a grower, and I'll show you how to get started once we get a base, which is going to be my next video, is how to create a base. I've seen so many people just constantly ask that. If they're new to the game, they have no idea how to start. And just like that, the naked guy just got cracked down upon for having drugs. So the cop hit him with the stick, he got teleported to jail, and the guy's drugs were confiscated. So that's how it works, and we got to see it in action, so that's kind of cool. But like I was saying, new players to the server have no idea how to get started. Usually they go out there and spawn is just destroyed. There's no wood, there's no trees, there's no resources. So getting started is quite painful when you first get into the game. And if you're a beginner and have no idea what to do, it can be very frustrating because there's a lot of people talking and everyone's kind of doing their own thing. And people are helpful, but at the same time, people kind of expect a ton of help right when they ask for it. So there's a lot of frustrated people saying, how do you make a base? How do you grow drugs? Stuff like that. So I'm going to show you guys how to do all that. It's really not as hard as you'd think, and it's actually quite simple once you get a good spot picked out. So I'm going to end this video here. Sorry if it was a bit winded. I just kind of wanted to explain a few things here and you know, in the next video we'll get started picking out our base. So I'm gonna stop here and let me know what you guys think. If there's anything you want to see, any questions you may have, I can definitely try to answer them as best as I can. Like I said, I'm not an expert at this game yet, but I do know quite a bit about it. So I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure to comment, subscribe, rate it, and let me know what you think.